Okay, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my podcast as well as my Facebook Live and YouTube channel, Spiritual Sense. Today is October the 12th, which is a Thursday, and in this podcast, I'll go over topics in regards to the paranormal, occult, supernatural. Going to briefly go into the topic for today. I'd like to start off by saying that this podcast, as well as this YouTube channel and Facebook Live, is for entertainment purposes. It's not a biblical nor religious podcast. However, oftentimes I may refer back to the biblical text, meaning the biblical Bible or the Bible, and we'll topic. So today we're going to speak about spirit guides. What are spirit guides? This will be actually either my third or fourth time speaking about spirit guides. What are spirit guides? And I'm gonna give you my synopsis as to what spirit guides are. So I do feel as though you have different levels of existence in terms of angels, demons, apparitions or entities, taunting spirits and things of that sort. And basically, that's what I'm going to speak about today. So, angels. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe that angels exist, and if they are real? Well, I think a lot of it is based on the mind and the thoughts. Um, in regards to angels, I honestly feel as though it's more or less um, it's real, but it's God giving a synopsis as to how a person thinks. So I personally myself don't feel that we as people are angels. I think we could be as an angel, but we're not angels. Um, that being said, I think angels never existed in terms of something that you can actually touch. Like we can be as an angel. An angel would be somebody that's like a saving grace or an intercessor or protector or someone that can shield you from any danger. We can be as an angel, but I don't believe that we were or that we are angels, if that makes sense. Okay. So then we proceed to it mentions about different types of angels, and I am on the website, so I will give you a synopsis. So, and this is like an archangel. Um, Archangels tends to be more or less, according to the information I have here, leaders. They're powerful. They have a empath. They're sensitive to energies. So archangels, essentially, they're healers. Like God can bestow capability beyond your understanding. Like they are they have a keen sensibility to um it's kind of like a warrior type of spirit, if you may. They're very strong and powerful. Then you have what it mentions here about guardian angels. Now they're all going to work in the same um goal or mission, but there are some differences in, I guess, their spiritual duty. A guardian angel is something that's devoted to you in life, as it mentions, like your own. Um, I feel as though we are assigned a guardian angel, is what I feel like someone that oversees us, our own guardian angel versus an archangel who is more or less like a protector. The guardian angel is a protector as well, but I do feel as though we do all have a guardian angel. Now, oftentimes you hear people mention about oh, my grandmama is my guardian angel, or my great grandma is my guardian angel, and things of that sort. And do I feel as though once we have crossed over that we have that capability of being an angel? Um, I think the essence of them can put people in your life that can remind you of like a protector or somebody that shields you. That's what I feel. Like you'll be able to pick up the sensibility, and you'll begin to read spirit, and you'll begin to know, okay, this person is more or less like a grandmother figure, or things of that sort, to where you can gravitate to their energy, and you will know it won't do you any harm. Okay. So we're going to proceed with it goes on to mention about spirit animals that has passed away that come around and that can protect you and shield you. So, do you believe that you know animals that pass away can come back in spirit? I honestly feel that way as well. I feel that they can come back in spirit as well. And I don't know much about spirit animals or things of that sort because I'm not a animal lover. I'm not an animal hater, but I'm not an animal lover either. So I can't really talk too much on that. But what I can say is I do feel as though God does give us revelation by way of animals, of instinct and intent and things of that sort. So I will proceed. Now we're going to go to now it goes on to mention about ascended masters such as Buddha or the Mother Mary were once human, living journeys of deep spiritual growth and influence. Now they have a special place as leaders in the spirit world as guides and teachers to humans, such as everyday walks of life people. So I honestly feel as though we all would have that essence to where um, God can use us to convey a message by way of understanding and clarity. However, I do feel as though, like certain individuals, that something is very significant in their life is something notable, and then we look up to them to provide us with guidance in regards to whether it be favorable or unfavorable. And I'll give you an example as to what I'm talking about. So it does mention about Buddha or Mother Mary. I think this is the account such as Christ. So I think we all will be a Christ at one point in time in life. And I think there are certain characteristics or characters or people within history where a lot of spirits came together, made wrote down some historically historic events that was notable, and we take note of these things to provide guidance to us, such as in an unfavorable sense, such as Hitler, or even in a favorable sense, such as somebody that was a good humanitarian. Me being in nursing with the background of nursing, Florence Nightingale is something that you will learn about, who had a lot to do with um, the betterment of mankind. And she was a good humanitarian, and helped with the Red Cross and things of that sort to help with healing those who was the disenfranchised. Okay. So then we're going to go to departed loved ones. Loved ones or family members who passed on may choose to be one of your spirit guides and actively support you from heaven by hurting you and helping you in very practical ways like sending career opportunities or nurturing relationships your way. So, in regards to like a grandmother, great grandmother, grandfather, or a husband, or a departed uh, friend, or something of that sort. So, do you think, or do you feel as though individuals can um, infiltrate into your life or interfere into your life to help guide you in a favorable sense in this life experience. I'm going to say that they do because they're what? Spirit guides. They do have the capability of providing guidance to us and providing clarity to us about some things that, um, you know, we all would get in a point in time in life where we are sidetracked or we're not, all there. And then their essence will come in and kind of guide our footsteps, particularly if we're overwhelmed. And I think those who are departed or no longer here has that capability of doing that. So, like I mentioned in a couple of, I want to say it was either last week or the week before last, when I know something is going on with me biologically because I began to take on the impression as though I am a doctor. And that's when I began to say, okay, I need to start paying better attention to my pressure, my sugar intake, fat intake, activities, water levels, whatever the case may be. And so this is basically what that means when you have auras. When there's an aura, you would get that sensibility, and that's kind of like how you would get an understanding about, okay, what it is that God is putting within me about what's going on with me. So you would take on an essence, you would take on an aura, and that's essentially how God will convey information to you. Words just can't describe it. And how I know it's God, because it could be in reference to somebody that you're not even thinking about. You hadn't talked to the person in years. You haven't even thought about the person in years. The person don't even come to mind, but somehow it shows up. So that's basically what that is. Now, it just revealed to me that that's his way of letting me know about some things that I haven't thought about as well, but I keep that on the inside. So we have here helper angels. Now it mentions that helper angels are freelance angels, so to speak, who are just looking for humans to help with specific situations, like finding new friends and finding a new office space. Um, I think all of this all in ties to similar same things, um, or whatever the case may be. It could just very well be a person wanting to do a spontaneous, friendly gesture. Maybe this person felt down and out, and somehow, things may not be going right for me, but somehow, I want to provide a good gesture to you, and no reciprocation is needed. Just to give them that, feeling that they're contributing, and that they matter. Because oftentimes you'll find that people, we all will feel that way, where we feel some type of way about um, being of service to mankind. So spirit guides will often enter your life by sending you signs called synchronicity, which was defined by Carl Jung, but is pronounced Young, of meaningful coincidences. So it goes on to say an example would be realizing you need to improve your romantic relationship after having a fight with your partner before bedtime. And out of the blue, the next day, you notice a book about communication and romantic relationships sitting on a co-worker's door. Oftentimes, people will do things just to excite, invigorate, or get some type of reaction. But God will show you when it's being done under the guidance of him versus the person themselves. Like the person doesn't have anything personally invested in you, and you would know the difference. Spirit guides could also communicate to you through numbers or number sequences such as 111, or you might have a lucky number. And when you go for a job interview, your lucky number is in the company's address. How wonderful is that? Spirit guides could talk to you by sending musical messages like a song that always inspire you on the radio when you get in the car after a rough day. I'm going to tell you something about spirit guides. And for time purposes, I'm not going to be on here too much long. Um, so I did a podcast about spiritual. I want to say, is it spiritual? Let me look it up because it's under my podcast. Because a lot of these terms I've coined, and I began to even lose sight of what I coined. But I want to say it was a podcast I did about spiritual um transcendence or even spiritual transference. I can't remember which one, where you'll begin to see um the likeness of or the essence of someone and someone else, and they not even sometimes not even same gender or even race or even nationality, and you will begin to see that. You in the thing because you go over there, because I'm recording on here. And so that's something to take note of. Spirit guides might send you a dream that gives you an idea about how to handle a situation. Guide could even appear to you in a dream. I mentioned this last week sometime when I did my podcast, and I said that it was a of a Native American descent, a young guy. And in my mind's eye, as I was sitting here, this wasn't a dream. I was awake, and it was of Native American descent. And I'm sitting here, and in my mind's eye, my son goes to walk outside, and then when he walks in, his spirit guide followed him. And when his spirit guide followed him in, it was of a Native American descent. And he begins to speak to me telepathically to tell me you need to tell him. That's what it kept referring to. I have to go back and review um what was all said, but it kept referring to you need to tell him is what it kept saying. You need to tell him. And so I do know that it's real. I do know that spirit guides is real. I do know that other existence does exist and that it is real. I know that to be a matter of fact. Okay, so I get visited oftentimes by spirit guides, and they come to me by way of dreams. I could even be just sitting here, just like I had mentioned before, and it's just like my mind goes into a trance-like state, and he wants something to be conveyed. So I'm going to briefly hurry up and finish up 10 ways to um, spirit guides communicates with us. Give me just a moment. 10 ways that spirit guides communicates with us. Be more present in your everyday life. Recognize messages that they give us. Let's see. You know, Oftentimes by way of meditation, they can communicate with you by way of that. Stay on the lookout every day for signs from your spirit guides. They can send you messages, as I mentioned, telepathically or in your dreams and things of that sort, or by way of the universe, by way of synchronicity. Start a journal, a spirit guide journal. Begin to write these things down because you'll know the difference between when it's personal and when it's by way of God. Get to know your guides and give them names. Yeah, you may want to associate names with your spirit guides if you have that type of kinship. Surrender something to your guides. You want to pay homage to the guides. There's rituals where, people may sit out water or fruit or what have you. Learn more about spirit guides. Get books about spirit guides. It does have one here, Angel Intuition. There are online classes that you and workshops you can attend. Improve your intuition. You know, you can hear gentle voices in your mind, clairaudience, uh, clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience. These things are real. Develop daily, weekly, and monthly spiritual practices. This can be meditative yoga, oracle card every morning for inspiration. Go to yoga. Have a spiritual gathering. Simply send your guides a message in your thoughts. That is true. Like if God wants something to be conveyed, it can go by way of your thoughts and your prayers. Use a divination tool to communicate with God. Oracle cards, tarot cards, runes are considered divination tools. I even have a spirit board that I bought back there. I haven't used it yet, but oftentimes people would say, "Oh, that's of the devil" and things of that sort. No, it's not. It's not. Um, it's all based on what energy you put out. If you put out negativity, then negativity will return to you, reciprocate back to you. Okay. So it does mention about there are four main intuitive pathways. You can take the intuition quiz, practice using your intuition and things of that sort. So and the website that I'm on is mindbodygreen.com for our reference. But I'm going to go ahead and conclude this episode of Spiritual Sense. Speaking about spirit guides, do you believe that entities or energies from the other side conveys to us to provide messages for encouragement, for a better life and living, and things regarding our mental health, mind, body, and spirit? I do. I do. And until then, you have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.